Sunny Hostin of The View, who's constantly raging about race and reparations and how bad America is and its racial past and all this stuff.
Sunny Hostin, her husband accused of committing federal insurance fraud in a lawsuit.
Once again, Sunny Hostin's recent remarks on The View have ignited intense conversations and lit up the internet. The outspoken co-host, who is renowned for never holding back, is embroiled in yet another issue that has both supporters and detractors furious. This time, however, it concerns her divisive comments against white people in politics. What precisely did Sunny say, and why did it cause such a stir among her followers and on social media? Let's examine this drama's specifics and see why she is being criticized for her hypocrisy and double standards.
The View co-host Sunny Hostin's husband, Emmanuel Hostin, has been accused of federal insurance fraud.
Imagine another exciting morning on The View, the renowned daytime talk program where co-hosts Joy Behar, Whoopi Goldberg, Sunny Hostin, and others frequently argue over politics, society, and related topics. The focus of this episode was on government leadership and the larger political environment. Sunny didn't hold back at all, making a daring statement that many saw to be a general indictment of white people in positions of authority. According to reports, she claimed that a large portion of the government is controlled by individuals who are ignorant of the realities faced by underprivileged groups. To be honest, that's the reason we witness so much dysfunction. The comment quickly became well known. Videos of Sunny's remarks began to circulate online, and people began interpreting them in different ways. While some were quick to criticize her for unduly generalizing and fostering division, others praised her for speaking out against what they perceived to be structural inequity. Social media was inundated with responses from both sides, and the backlash was immediate. Naturally, Sunny has established a reputation for being vocal and frequently taking a direct approach to racial, political, and social justice concerns. Her supporters view her as a courageous champion of equity who isn't afraid to stir up controversy. But what about her detractors? They're not very nice, though. Old arguments about whether Sunny goes too far in being aggressive or too emotional have been rekindled by this most recent issue. Let's also note that this time, her critics weren't holding back.
According to the documents, he knowingly provided fraudulent medical and other healthcare services, including arthroscopic surgery.
Past the initial negative reaction. According to some political analysts, Sunny's comments are indicative of a larger problem among progressive circles. Critics assert that although pleas for inclusion and diversity are legitimate, they occasionally degenerate into language that turns off possible supporters. In a widely shared social media video analyzing Sunny's remarks, one expert pointed out that blaming entire groups of people creates divisiveness rather than advancement. This observation has raised concerns about how individuals like Sunny might reconcile their advocacy for change with upholding productive discourse. Some admirers have noted that Sunny's criticisms of political leadership frequently lack concrete answers, which further complicates the matter. It's one thing to point out an issue, but it's quite another to suggest a solution, according to a YouTube commenter. Others have concurred, arguing that rather than merely drawing attention to complaints, Sunny's position on The View would be better utilized to promote concrete reform initiatives. An internet discussion concerning the influence of popular people on political discourse has been triggered by this criticism. Should they concentrate on finding answers, or should they behave as provocateurs?
So we know Sunny Hostin and her husband, Dr. Emmanuel Hostin, are preparing for a legal battle to fight accusations that he committed federal insurance.
Sunny's co-hosts, however, have mostly decided to keep quiet about her most recent comments, at least in public. However, the animosity behind the scenes is evident, according to insiders. Some co-hosts believe Sunny's inflammatory remarks frequently put the entire panel in an uncomfortable situation, according to a source close to the show. Not everyone on the program agrees with her, but they also don't want to be perceived as disparaging her, the insider clarified. According to reports, this delicate dynamic has resulted in some awkward times during production, as the hosts try to maintain a united front while secretly battling their differences. Sunny's admirers are refusing to back down in the face of the controversy, claiming that her detractors are ignoring the bigger picture. According to a fan's tweet, she is the only one with the courage to express what everyone else is thinking. Others have noted that Sunny's claim regarding the lack of representation and comprehension in government is supported by the backlash itself. Imagine how people would react to real change if they are this upset about her saying something obvious, remarked another admirer. This gap between supporters and critics highlights how divisive Sunny has grown as a public figure in television.
This is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York. You guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia.
One viewer posted on Twitter, after saying such things, she accuses others of racism and shakes her finger at them. The hypocrisy is astounding. Many others thought Sunny's comments were more polarizing than helpful, and this response echoed their feelings. Others questioned if her remarks were advancing or undermining the larger discussion about inclusion and representation, accusing her of playing into identity politics. But let's go back a bit and examine Sunny's history in more detail. She has previously gotten herself in hot water over remarks she made. Do you recall when she attributed Donald Trump's electoral successes to white women without college degrees? Weeks of indignation followed that remark alone, as detractors charged her with unfairly singling out a certain group. Sunny's progressive opinions frequently collide with those of her conservative co-host, Alyssa Farah Griffin, with whom she has an ongoing dispute. On-screen animosity between the two is evident, and this most recent incident has further fueled the flames.
And it's a very serious crime. In fact, it's one of the largest, if not the largest, RICO case in New York's history.
Sunny Hostin faced the backlash head-on after doubling down on her controversial remarks on The View. She clarified that her intent was to highlight the need for diversity in leadership, not to criticize any specific group. Despite her explanation, the controversy continued unabated. Supporters praised her for standing by her beliefs, while critics accused her of inconsistency. Complicating matters further, some viewers connected Sunny's personal life to her public persona amid ongoing legal issues involving her husband, Drew Emanuel Hostin, who faces allegations of medical fraud. These allegations, including claims of kickbacks and unethical billing, have tarnished Sunny's previously untarnished reputation. The situation has led to intense scrutiny and divided opinions among viewers. What are your thoughts on how Sunny has handled this situation? It sounds like Sunny Hostin is really stirring things up on The View. Her outspoken nature seems to be both a strength and a potential liability for the show. On one hand, her candid comments might be refreshing and spark important discussions. However, they also risk overshadowing the show's main goals and even alienating some viewers. The producers are likely caught in a tough spot, trying to balance controversy for ratings while managing the fallout from her remarks. As for Sunny herself, she seems unapologetic about speaking her mind, regardless of the controversy it generates. This could either solidify her position as a strong voice on daytime TV or lead to more scrutiny and potential repercussions.
Scamming insurance companies from taxi drivers, Uber drivers, and Lyft drivers. He was performing unnecessary surgeries and then providing fraudulent medical services in exchange.
It's a fine line between being outspoken and becoming a lightning rod for criticism, especially in such a public platform. Ultimately, whether Sunny's remarks are a necessary wake-up call or too polarizing depends on perspective. Some may see her as bringing important issues to light, while others may feel she crosses a line. The responsibility for the criticism she faces likely falls partly on her, given her willingness to express provocative opinions.
Sunny Hostin on The View, Tom, basically implicating her husband in this type of a scheme.
What's your take on it all? Do you think she's pushing boundaries in a positive way or risking too much for the sake of controversy? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more updates on this and other celebrity controversies.